What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing Black Dog. I'm going to be covering those two riffs that I played in detail with practice tips. So go ahead and grab your acoustic guitar or electric guitar, put it in standard E tuning, and we'll get started. Okay guys, before we get started, I want you to know what frets I'm using. So, I have a circuit on my guitar. It's going to start on fret 5 with this first, or the second coil right here. This is fret 5. This little hump right here is going to be fret 7. And this other coil right here is going to be fret 9. This is your box that we're going to be starting with. 5, 7, 9. Okay, so now we're going to start with this riff. We're going to break this riff into sections and build it up. So we're going to start with the third finger. Here's the first part of the riff. So we're going to start with the third finger. We're going to slide it up to fret 7 of the 5th string. It doesn't matter where you start the slide, but what does matter is the speed you give it to get there. So once again, I'm sliding fret 7, 5th string. Now, if you're going this slow, it's not going to work. You got to be fast on that slide. If you can't get that slide, work on it. But for now, you can just start with plucking on fret 7. So, after you get that slide, fret 7, 5th string, you're going to go first finger, string 4, 5th fret. So, notice I'm doing a down pluck for the slide, up pluck for the 5th fret of the 4th string. Okay, so now once you get that, you're going to walk it up fret 6, fret 7 of the 4th string, okay? But watch what I have to do with this third finger at the end right here. I'm going to have to play with the fat part, okay? A little bit more on that in a second, but look at how I'm playing the riff so far. That's the first section to get down. Go ahead and pause the video, get that down. Now, after that, I have to play with the flat part of the third finger on string 4 because I got to roll the tip of the finger to string 5 of the same fret. So string 4, fret 7, string 5, fret 7. So watch. I have to get this note next. And how do you get that? You have to do this kind of like a pivot or a roll. So some people play with the tip 4 and then jump real quick to 5. I don't like to. Sometimes the accuracy isn't good. So you want to make sure to have perfect accuracy by rolling onto it like this. Okay, so work on that for a second. Now we're going to go into this. Now, this bend happens on string 3, fret 5. And it's a half step bend, so technically you're going up 1 semitone. So you're going up to fret 6. So this is a note you should hear when you bend. Okay, so that's where you are. Now you come down on fret 7, 4th string. Third finger. Once you get this part of the riff down, then you can practice this. But instead of practicing it like that, try to just do this. You can like isolate it and just work on that if you need to. And then you can put it together like this. Okay, parts to work on for this. It's going to be that roll right into that bend. Getting up to that semitone right here. And then back down. Notice how you can break it into these little parts to work on. Or even just, because those are string skips. So get that part down, and then we're going to go into section 2. Okay, section 2 is going to go like this. But I want you to understand it's still part of the same flow of section 1, like this. But I'm just breaking it up so it's a little easier for you. So, what we're going to start with is we got used to the box right here 5 to 7, but now we're going to step up to 7 to 9 for a second. So what's happening here is you're going to pluck 3rd string, fret 7, down, and then up, fret 9, 3rd string. That's it. Then we're going to move these fingers down. First finger is going to go to fret 5 of the 3rd string. for a pluck, then you're going to hammer on, pull off fret 7 of the same string. So, fret 5, 3rd string, you pluck it, hammer on, pull off fret 7, back to fret 5. Get that smooth, guys. And then after that you have 2 plucks, and I'm doing them down right here. I only do down up right here, then the rest are down right there. So what am I doing there is it's going to be fret 7, 4th string, 2 plucks down. Now you add that at the end. We did this in the other part, but it's going to be bend, fret 5, 3rd string, and then pluck, fret 7, 4th string. That's all of section 2. But the thing you got to understand is, remember, I said it's a flow from section 1. So you can practice these separate, and then you want to start putting them together, okay? So it'll go like this. If you need to, put that pause there for a little bit and keep it slow. Remember, speed is not your friend right now. Breaking it down and keeping it slow is, because it gives you a chance to develop the right skills you need, and for your brain to think about it at ease instead of like straining to get to the next part like this. If you're ready, cool. If not, do it like this. Over and over and over, and speed will come in time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the next part. Okay, here's section 3, and it's still part of a flow from section 1 and 2, but I'm breaking it up just so it's easier. So let's start off. This part I do a specific type of plucking. I start with the down, and then everything is alternate plucked all the way up until the end. So I'm going to start fret 5 and 7, 4th string, 1 pluck, then 2 plucks, fret 7, 5, 7, string 4. Now 5 to 7, 1 time each on the string 5 right after. Okay, then 3 to 5, string 5. Now you should be on a down pluck on that last note, which is string 5, fret 5. That leaves you for an up strum pluck, and it's going to be a chord, power chord. Now what I'm doing is I'm hitting the 4th string and 5th string, but I'm having my first finger on fret 2 of the 4th. So 4th string, fret 2, first finger. 5th string is open, and I'm thumbing or muting the 6th string with my thumb. So now, right after, the reason why I like to do this specific plucking is it leads into, I've seen Jimmy Page do it live, where he'll pluck the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and he bends it up to the A note on fret 5. And I like that. I like when he did that, the live version, and it's cool to learn, okay? If you don't like it, you could just pluck the A twice like this with the power chord. But what I'm going to teach it, the first time around at least, is going to be where you take that middle finger after you do this. You come back down, mute those strings real quick by just muting them by touching the strings lightly. Don't push on them, just touch the strings to stop them. And then you come down with the pluck on the 3rd fret with that middle finger of the 6th string, and you bend it up a whole step, technically to fret 5. And you hold it. And it's a fast motion like that. Woo! Let me try that again. Okay, you kind of have to put some oomph under that bend too. So that's the first time around. So let me put that all together. Then you just kind of mute it out, and then, you know, it'll come to the next time around. And now that's the whole thing. Just so you know, that's section 1, 2, and 3 all together. Let me play that up to speed so far. Where do I need to start? That's all of it, okay? That's everything. Section 1, 2, and 3 put together now. Make sure you play it slow, okay? Work on those sections, and then you'll come up speed. Okay, so now, that's the first time around. The second time, I just do this. Okay, why? Well, let's put it all together. Okay, so pretend I already played it the first time. Here's the second time. I believe you play that 3 times, and then the 4th time goes into the next section we're going to go into, which is that. Okay, so all together so far, this is how it should be played. Section 1, 2, 3, first time and second time, the way I do it, okay? Then we go into, which is what we're leading into. And like I said, I believe they play it 3 times, and then they go into that next section that we're about to. So here we go. Okay, guys, pay very close attention to part 2, because it's just like section 1, 2, 3 at the end, which is part 1. But it has a different beginning, and then it ties in. This is where a lot of people get lost, so pay very close attention to how I explain this. So here's the riff so far. Okay, this is part 2 where we're going to start. It's just like section 1, but different strings. Okay, section 1 started on string 5. But now we're going to start this same riff on string 6, and it follows the same principles. So if you haven't watched section 1, go watch it. So what we're doing here is we're going to start with that 3rd finger. You're going to slide to fret 7, string 6. Then 5, 6, 7 on the 5th string with 1, 2, 3 fingers. Then you're going to take that 3rd finger. Remember, you're playing it flat because now you're going to roll it to the 6th string. Now you're going to come to that bend, string 4, 1st finger, fret 5. And then you're going to pluck string 5, fret 7, 3rd finger. That's the whole thing. The reason why it's a little harder is because it has an off kind of beat feel to it. Okay, let me play it up to speed. I'm going to play it the first 3 times because on the 4th, the tail end piece leads into section 1, 2, 3. So here it is 3 times, okay? It has a weird feel to it, okay? So you want to slow this down, just work on the rhythm first. So here it is at half speed. If you need to take it slower, just play it once. Get used to that. Or even slower than that. The idea is find your starting point and build up from there and tie it in, okay? So you got to tie it in little by little like this. Now you're almost home free, guys. We're almost done with this riff because, like I said, it leads into section 1, 2, and 3. Think of it like a roller coaster. You're going to go up, you're going to go up, you're going to go up, and then you already know the parts that goes downhill from there, and it's just tying it all together. So the 4th time around, you do this much so far. You do the first 4 notes. So slide, fret. After the slide, 5, 6, 7 on the 5th string. Okay. Then you go back to fret 5 on the 5th string for 1 pluck, and then back to fret 7, okay? Okay, so this so far. One more time. this last note you hit on 5 is technically the first note of section 1. And from there, you're home free, guys. You know the rest of this. So I'm not going to reteach it, but I'm going to go ahead and tie it together better. So let me show you. Here's where I got you so far. This note is like this, because it ties in, but without the slide now. So it looks like this. Okay, that's what that leads into. So let's see it again. Remember, if you haven't watched section 1, it's very important to watch it because that's where you pick up right here. And then it leads into section 1, 2, and 3, or like I said, all of part 1. So if you're not sure what's going on here, if you only watch this last section, watch section 1, 2, and 3, and you'll learn the rest of this riff for part 2. So here's everything so far. I'm going to play it 3 times, and then that tail piece is going to be the 4th time that leads into part 1. Okay, so here it is so far. Now notice how I slowed it down to tie it in back to part 1. I just did that just so you can see. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to just do this time the 4th time around, not the 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do the 4th going into part 1. Okay. And you know the rest of that. And you can just work on that, isolate that part, work on that specifically. That's the jump right there. Alright guys, that is it for this guitar lesson video. If you need more help with this song or other songs, the quickest way to reach me is at mountainsideguitar.com. Shoot me an email there and we can set you up with some Skype guitar lessons and get you going where you want to go on that guitar. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next guitar lesson video.